Hi. If you have not seen this last Erika Kirk interview, I highly, highly recommend you watch it. And it's so funny because right before the interview came out, I was about to make a post about how ridiculous and how triggering the amount of critique and input and voices that just had everything, that they just had to put their input on everything that she was doing, that she was not grieving enough, that she was being too affectionate, that even that her tears were not tearing enough, like the clothes weren't clothing enough. Remember, I was gonna say something, share something about it, and then the Lord was just like and then I felt a hold from the Lord. So I did, and I'm so glad I did, because then shortly after, the interview came out and the Lord began to minister to me through the interview. And as I was watching it, the first thing that I heard was, there is a grace attached to being seen. There is a grace that we must pray for, especially as women, to be seen, a grace for visibility. And I want you to pray for that grace, because persecution, misunderstandings, criticism, false accusations are inevitable when you have eyes on you, when there's favor on you, when God's hand is on you. And I began to think about how many women hide and never step into who God has called them to be, their God given mandates and assignments and purpose, because of the fear of being seen and all that it comes with. The way that I was trained in the prophetic when I just got thrust into it was never to chase being seen or validation of man, because I was always told that the more eyes on you, the more stones will be on you. I was always taught you have to be very vigilant, very aware, and guarded in the right ways, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I wish I had taken that to heart, because a lot of times we belittle spiritual warfare or the wisdom that was given to us. And to walk in that authority, it has to be birthed from knowing your identity and knowing who you are as a daughter. And that's why I love the grace of a daughter in the scriptures. It means to be acceptable to God. So there's your identity, your sense of worth. And then it also means to be God, under God's peculiar protection and care. So it's not just some regular schmegular protection and care, but it is peculiar. As I continued to watch the interview, there are some things that were highlighted to pray for that I want to share with you guys. Number one, pray for the grace to be seen, okay? Number two, pray for your Mordecais, that God would bring you your Mordecais. Erika said that she would pray and ask for wisdom and think, what would her husband do in this situation? So, and it automatically just reminded me of Mordecai, and how even Mordecai helped navigate Esther's destiny in knowing when she needed to hide and telling her, hey, this is your time to hide. And then telling her when it was actually pushing her to when it was her time to come out and step into her God-given destiny. And so we need Mordecai's, and Mordecai was also a gatekeeper, not just a watchman. So pray for your Mordecai. And number three that I got from that interview that I believe the Lord spoke to me is, set appropriate guards and don't feel guilty for doing that. I believe that people will try to make you feel guilty for setting certain boundaries and guards in your life. There's this interesting dichotomy that I saw in her life, in Erika's life, in being a witness of Christ to the entire world, just as the Bible calls us to be light of the world, and that we're cities that are set upon a hill to arise and to shine, and the glory of the Lord will be displayed in and through our life. So there's a witness that I'm seeing through her life, but there's also this grace that I see in setting appropriate guards. And in this guarding, you could see that she is able to focus on what she needs to focus on, which is her relationship with the Lord, her family, her children, and then also focused in her mission, in her assignment in this hour. There's a grace to being seen, and may that be our portion in this hour over the lives of women in the mighty name of Jesus. God bless you.